Zero, I know that we talked beforehand, you're not playing much, but you are consuming some media that is interesting this week. What are you consuming that is game related?
So this week is the week of Summer Games Done Quick. It is a charity held by the Games Done Quick Foundation, where they try to raise money for Doctors Without Borders, and it's a bit of a cause that's important to me because in a previous life I was a healthcare worker for near 10 years, and Doctors Without Borders, they do superb work, especially since just they're an NGO, so they don't have any things like insurance bureaucracy to deal with. So just the importance of their work can't I can't even begin to state how important it is. So and funny enough, a mutual friend of ours on my Discord server, she and their late partner who passed away last year, they were the ones who got me into watching Summer Games Done Quick nearly a decade ago. And ever since that, it's been just a yearly tradition for me to tune in, at least try to donate some money to Doctors Without Borders, and just watch some just amazing speedrunners just kill through games that um, I've spent hundreds of hours in. Hell, just before we started this podcast, they finished the Yakuza Like a Dragon speedrun in about 4.5 hours. And
Wow.
that is a massive game. And for anyone who wants perspective on how long it took for me to kind of casually just play through the game, it took me nearly 48 hours to beat the game.
Jesus. God.
So yeah, just to cut a game down from a casual playthrough of 48 hours down to 4.5 hours, it's just absolutely staggering stuff.
And what they do, it's all speed runs, right? So they're not. All it is a bunch of people playing random games and beating them as fast as they can for records, right? Or are they? Or do these records count for like a governing body? Like what would be one? Shit. What's the name of it? What's the name of the company that does all the speed running records for video games? Is it Twin Galaxies? Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the governing body for the Games Done Quick Foundation has always been speedrun.com,
Okay.
and that's mostly because that there's peer reviewing for all the speed strats and everything.
Okay.
So that's why just you have basically speedrun.com as the point of verification and everything.
Hmm.
So it's real neat and everything overall, especially just because in some cases there have been some streamers that have just completely shattered records live on stage, and when that happens, it's just kind of one of those things that it just blows your mind because you're just sitting there going, "Oh my god, how in the world did he kill that score? It's insane."
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that's just so neat to see, and I think I think that's really what makes it just so fun. Just when you just watch something that you may have played for hours and hours and hours, and maybe even played multiple times, and then you just see this person who gets on stage and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill this game in um in this time," and then you're sitting there going, "No way! I spent 120 hours doing every single side quest and so on and so forth, and this guy's gonna do it in 7 hours? No, that's impossible. That's insane."
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just kind of enthralled just watching the spectacle.
Yeah. Are these tool assisted or they use a lot of glitches in most of these, right?
Really depends on the speed run because there have been people who submit speed runs that might say something like glitchless, 100%, no exploits of this type, and so on and so forth. It just kind of runs the gamut, and typically during I think the final day, that's when they usually have a tool assisted speedrun exhibition where they just show the taskbot just completely crushing games in ways that no human could ever play.
Hmm.
Like one year they had a task exhibition where just this computerized robot program demolished Super Mario Brothers in, I want to say, 4 minutes. It was absolutely bonkers stuff. So, yeah, just that's always fun to see. So, if you're in the mood for stuff like that, then yeah, it's really fun.
All right, that sounds cool. Is there a link or something to donate to Doctors Without Borders for it, or is that on the Twitch page when you watch it?
You can go to gamesdonequick.com and there is a donate button, so you can just donate that way. If you watch on Twitch, you can actually donate your Twitch sub, which Twitch actually does not take a cut of the bits and subs that are donated to the Games Done Quick channel, so they get 100% of the amount.
That's good.
From Twitch as well too. And then of course they are partnered with the Yeti for like t-shirts and merch and stuff, which I believe it's either half or a third of the price of the item does get immediately donated to Games Done Quick for Doctors Without Borders. But if you're kind of into more nerdier gaming related paraphernalia, then there's always Fangamer, and Fangamer, I believe, has the same sort of setup like the Yeti, where if you purchase any of the merch that they have posted in their Games Done Quick store on Fangamer, then it's either half or a third of the purchase price goes towards being donated to Doctors Without Borders.
Okay. So if you're interested, go to that website and donate and watch some cool speed runs.